So, Braves won again, and the Mets lost. Both teams are tied going into tomorrow's games again in the NL East. But what to blame? Cookie Carrasco spending too much time in the first inning alone, playing with his food rather than eating it. This is a team on paper he should have crushed in the Miami Marlins. Instead, he took too long getting out of the first inning, and it cost the team. And in total, he gave up 4 runs over 3 innings. Had he been pulled out sooner, i.e., like what Buck should have done with David Peterson against the Cubs 2 weeks ago. That's what I was thinking about with this game. It was basically a repeat of 2 weeks ago against Chicago. Let's just hope we don't get swept like we did against Chicago. That being said, Cookie, you fucked up big time. You were spending too much time playing with your food in the first inning alone. No reason to do that. The other problem why the Mets lost, once again, Buck gave us a lineup where one, he put McNeil in front of Alonso instead of behind him, and two, he put Jimmy McCant behind the plate. If it's Nito behind the plate, it's only a 5-4 loss. Because that ball doesn't get through the legs in the first inning. If Carrasco got pulled before getting that final out, in the same way Peterson did, we'd be tied going into the 10th. I mean, for Trevor Williams, we would have been tied going into the 10th at worst. At best, we still would have lost 5-4. But you can't play the what ifs. You got to go ahead to what needs to be. And what needs to be tomorrow is that Washington kicks Atlanta's ass and salvages a game that on paper they should win. Tonight was one they should have won, but because they put Paulo Espino on the fucking mound, he screwed the pooch, giving up two. They screwed the pooch by giving up 2 runs in each of the next 3 innings after they took a 2-0 lead going into the fifth and going into the fourth or fifth inning. And the Braves got 2 runs from then to the sixth. Sickening. Just fucking sickening. Mets, Buck, I'm giving you an ultimatum. No more McCann behind the plate tomorrow. Put Nito behind the plate. He's got the hotter bat. He's a better glove, better legs. At least when it comes to defense. Not much on the base pads, but that being said. You guys really fucked it up tonight. Completely fucked it up. Now, for both teams, the magic number is 7. Let's hope Mets win, Braves lose tomorrow night, and we can get it down to 5, and then we watch the weather going into Thursday. And then we'll see how the MLB wants to roll the dice with the series in Atlanta. Because looking at the weather report, it's not looking great. I mean, it's not looking great for this series. They can either do a matinee doubleheader on Sunday and skip Saturday and play the game Friday, skip the matinee on Saturday and do a doubleheader on Sunday because it doesn't look like either team is okay with moving it to a neutral site because that takes away fan interaction and revenue from Atlanta. Neither team wants to burn their off day on Thursday and move it to Saturday. And for those wondering why MLB is keeping a watch on this series for meteorological reasonings, 2 words: Hurricane Ian. but it looks like it's losing speed. At worst, Atlanta's only going to get hit with essentially a Category 1. At best, tropical depression based on the trajectory. Now, don't get me wrong, Disney World and Universal Studios are going to take a bit of a hit.
Hurricane Ian continues growing stronger, producing gusts in the 50 to 60 mile per hour range in Key West. Ian is a Category 3 hurricane. Re-strengthening is expected through Wednesday. Hurricane warnings have been extended southward. Some evacuation zones are going from voluntary to mandatory. A tornado threat will still be possible overnight into parts of central Florida. Now, Ian is forecast to slow down in forward speed later, passing west of the Florida Keys tonight and then approaching the west coast of Florida on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Other states are set to see some heavy rain, but not to the same degree as Florida. Southern Georgia, coastal South Carolina, and some limited flash flooding is going to be possible for the mid-Atlantic later on in the week. When it comes to storm surge, the deepest water will occur along the immediate coast, near or to the right of the center. The surge is going to be accompanied by very large waves. So if you're in an area with a storm surge warning, that's a life-threatening situation. Central West Florida stands at this point to see the heaviest rain totals, isolated totals up to 24 inches. This is also where prolonged river flooding is expected. The Hurricane Center is stating concern for, quote, widespread catastrophic flooding potential in central and western Florida.
As much as I don't trust the mainstream media, and even meteorologists tend to get it wrong. Hey, Sasuke. And for those wondering, I'm also watching Trent Michaels and Sam Dolan talk over the latest filing Vic has put out on how the terms of appeals were not met properly, from what I understand. Sasuke, can you put a couple of posts in my video to see how it to explain what Trent's talking about? In other words, what is arguing and what Trent is basically explaining is that either the courts or Monica and Ron's lawyers violated the terms of the contract. I'm more in line with leaning with the courts violating the Term 11 agreements.
Yeah. And I mean, there could be an instance where the court says, Ty, you're right on all these points. You still don't have enough evidence, case dismissed. That is a possibility. That would be terrible. That is also a possibility. Yep.
Given how much of a stubborn jackass John Chupp is.
Definite legal meaning or interpretation, it is not ambiguous, and we construe it as a matter of law. The language of the Rule 11 agreement can be given a certain or definite legal meaning, i.e., that certain specific filings will be made at particular times, that certain specific deadlines will be changed, and that certain specific hearings will be heard on particular dates. In addition, the Rule 11 agreement pertains to specific legal filings, with the responses to TCPA motions being pertinent to this analysis. Responses to TCPA motions to dismiss are specific documents under the TCPA. Amended pleadings are specific documents defined under.
And for those wondering, Trent has been at this for almost 3 hours. And but before he got into this material, he mentioned about how free speech is basically dying out and what he and his family had to go through when his wife gave birth to their fourth kid. Sasuke, I've done 4-hour gaming streams, game play-by-play streams. Believe me, it's hell to sit to do it. I've done it 3 times. And most of my game calls, my baseball calls, usually 3 hours. Basketball and hockey calls, I'm lucky when I get out of there within 2.5. Don't believe me? Look at my list of game calls, folks. My play-by-play calls, folks. And that's usually with or without an accomplice. My first ever call, Knicks versus Lakers, February 5th, 2022, 3 hours, 8 minutes, 50 seconds because the game went into overtime. Super Bowl 56, 4 hours, 8 minutes, 27 seconds. Knicks versus Philadelphia, February 27th, 2022, versus 76ers, February 27th, 2022, 2 hours, 39 minutes, 16 seconds. March 13th, 2022, Knicks versus Brooklyn Nets, 2 hours, 38 minutes, 3 seconds. New York Rangers versus Tampa Bay Lightning, my first hockey call, March 19th, 2022, 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 50 seconds. Washington Capitals versus Pittsburgh Penguins, April 9th of 2022, 2 hours, 57 minutes, 51 seconds. New York Rangers versus Boston Bruins, April 23rd, 2022, 2 hours, 43 minutes, 43 seconds. The NFL, first day of the NFL draft, 3 hours, 31 minutes, 11 seconds. Game 7 in the East Conference semifinals between the Bucks and Celtics, 2 hours, 53 minutes, 47 seconds. First game of a doubleheader between St. Louis and the Mets on May 17th, 2022, 2 hours, 57 minutes, 37 seconds. Mets versus Rockies, May 22nd, 2022, 2 hours, 49 minutes, 54 seconds. Game 1 of the NBA Finals was on June 2nd of 2022, 2 hours, 40 minutes, 29 seconds. Cardinals Red Sox, June 18th of 2022, 3 hours, 34 minutes, 15 seconds. NBA Draft Live Reactions, 2 hours, 50 minutes, 10 seconds. July 1st, Mets versus Rangers, 2:52:34. Red Sox versus Yankees a week later, 3:55:38. MLB All-Star Game, 4:14:07. 3:40:37. Then July 30th, Twins Padres. Field of Dreams game August 11th, 3 hours, 33 minutes, 11 seconds. August 12th, Phillies Mets, 2 hours, 56:55. Day later, 3 hours, 17:14 for the Yankees Red Sox. G1 31 final, 32 final, 44 minutes, 53 seconds. Pirates Mets last couple of Thursdays ago, 3 hours, 3 minutes, 6 seconds. And my most recent call, last Sunday, Carolina, New York, 3 hours, 10 minutes, 12 seconds. Do the math, folks. Hi, Evie. Hey, Raph. Point is, no matter how big your YouTube channel is or how small it is, it's nightmare to do multi-hour streams, whether you have a StreamYard account or you don't. But I'm getting off track. Point is, the New York Mets better wake the fuck up tomorrow night against Miami. Because I don't know if we're going to get any help from Washington. The matchup is Jake Odorizzi against Josiah Gray in that one. A matchup on paper that could swing either way because Josiah Gray, at best for the Nationals, has been hit or miss. But yet, ironically, he's the quote-unquote best pitcher the Nationals have got. On the other hand, you have Odorizzi, who has been shit since he got picked up by Atlanta. In my opinion, Odorizzi's best days from his tenure with the Twins long behind him. And Shane Ruppert, I know you said go Braves, but even you could agree when Odorizzi's on the mound, 9 times out of 10, the Braves fucking suck. True or false? Answer me that, Shane. Thank you. At least you're willing to admit that in hindsight for Snitker and Ron Washington, getting Jake Odorizzi was a mistake. I mean, for the rotation was a mistake. If anything, it should have been Bryce Elder. It should be Bryce Elder in the Braves rotation long term. And Odorizzi should have been moved to the bullpen. Would you agree to that one, Shane? But Ron Washington owns Atlanta, does he not? Or is the president of Atlanta's ball club, is he not? I don't want Odorizzi anywhere near a Mets team. If anything, you guys should have just left him to rot in Houston. And that would have been best case scenario for Atlanta. Worst case, stick him in the bullpen. For the Mets tomorrow night, it's Taijuan Walker. On the mound. And he better not get as complacent as Carlos was tonight. Especially when Walker eats teams like Miami for fucking breakfast. He's only lost once to the Marlins. And that was only because, to be fair, I mean, that was back on Father's Day, but that was because Buck kept forgetting overworked him and didn't take him out until after when his pitch count was around 90, when he should have taken him out. That being said, it was close to 100 pitches, and Buck never took him out. Anyone who remembers that Blame Buck rant I did back on Father's Day would know how mad I got about that decision. That being said, all the Mets can do now is split against Atlanta. And something tells me Sasuke is going to say that the link doesn't work for him pretty damn soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I knew it. Sasuke, do you have a Discord account or no? To be honest, Raph, no. I've never really tried using Discord accounts. posting my Discord or using it as a link. That said, I'm gonna stop the stream right now because I gotta go. I gotta hit the sack. Big day at the bowling alley tomorrow. Leave a comment. Hold on a sec. Evie, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to call the Met Brave game, given how much they're putting a bird's eye on Hurricane Ian. Sent your friend request, Sasuke. Why do I have a feeling Gavin's about ready to troll me and kick me out again? Anyway, you're welcome, Sasuke. K21 Uchiha. As I was saying, leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Let's hope the Mets get the W tomorrow night against Miami, and let's pray to the heavenly good Lord in heaven above, with all our might tonight, that Washington does something and salvages that series in Atlanta tomorrow, bro, and pounds Odorizzi into the fucking dirt. Mets 2128 signing out, and this is regardless if you guys are religious or not. That said, goodbye. Good fucking night. Bang.